Alright. There's so much noise going on right now. And there's gonna be more, but I'm just gonna go ahead for now. Yeah, there's like a fire truck going off right now. But I'm ready to go. We got Ric Flair. I'm liking the purple, so I might keep the purple trunks for the majority, or maybe even just the rest of the playthrough. So yesterday I started WCW versus the World, as you can see, with Ric Flair. My aim to kind of like play through as every wrestler. I don't have them all in live stream, but they are all kind of like in long play form on like the long play channel. And it's just interesting because everybody has different movesets, different finishers, so it's kind of like every playthrough is brings something different. And with these games, the playthroughs aren't too long. I know with the Attitude, I'm really like making a lot of work for myself. The Attitude Hardcore Revolution games, I made a lot of work for myself. With this one, to play through as everybody, it wouldn't be any different than playing like, I don't know, like a Final Fantasy and like doing all of the side quests. So it's not absolutely horrible to play through as everybody. It definitely will take a long time. It's definitely something to chip away at, every once in a while. But because there's this game, I did. I think I did all of Nitro. I did all of Thunder in one big swoop, and Backstage Assault. And I think even when I did Warzone way back, it was just easier because like the playthroughs were like less than an hour long. With these ones and like Mayhem and some of the other games, they can take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. So it's really more like, hey, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna play through a session. Like this game, you could definitely do in a session. It would be a longer session than I really like to do. This one I think it would take more like 2 sessions, or yeah, like if I have a pretty free day, like one very long session. Like really depends. It can honestly be anywhere from 4 to 7 hours. Because I mean, you can if you have a match like I'm having right now, where fucking Atsushi Onita's really giving me a hard time. And if all your matches kind of end up like this, then you will end up with a pretty long playthrough. Or if you can beat them rather quickly, then you might have something closer to a 3 to 4 hour playthrough. But I feel like all the games kind of like work that way in that sense. Even Attitude with like a longer scale. There's playthroughs that I can do in 6 hours. Ooh. And then there's playthroughs that are gonna take like 10. And it's all gonna depend on RNG and whether or not I'm given like gauntlet matches or handicap matches or like really quick matches. Maybe like a lot of one-on-one matches or just lumberjack matches. Like matches that don't really extend the time that it would take you to go through one. Ah! Oh, too soon. Neck breaker. But yeah, we still have have 4 of the main ones, and then when you finish all the main ones, there's the super heavyweight, which we fight Andre the Giant. Punch. Ah. Yeah, this guy's really giving me a rough time. But the second my tea kettle goes off, I'm gonna step away. I'm not gonna pause it, but I'm gonna hopefully try to end the match as quick as I can. And make my coffee. Honestly, if I can finish this match soon, I'm pretty sure my kettle is like just on the verge of boiling. Yeah. I don't even know how I can just tell. Alright, I'm gonna make my coffee and I'll be right back. Alright. I just made... Oh. Okay. I just made some instant coffee, just because I didn't want to, like, take the... it would take a much longer time to make, like, the ground coffee. And, yeah, I would have done that before stream. I just absolutely forgot to put the kettle on. It was just like, I was just like getting out of bed, I was like, I've got to put the kettle on, and then brush my teeth, etc., etc., and then I just absolutely forgot to put the kettle on. Ooh, cartwheel boy. Hell yeah. But, yeah, that's why I do like having the instant coffee for that reason. If I'm like kind of scratched for time, or not that it like takes that much more time, but it's the cleanup. Well, yeah, it's more so the cleanup that takes up a lot of the time, because you gotta do something with those grinds. But yeah, I do have to start drinking not instant coffee. I'm gonna probably start that tomorrow, because I have milk that I need to use up before the 4th. That's why I don't really like buying milk, like plain milk. It goes bad way too fast. And then I feel like I'm having to drink it faster, drink more of it, because it goes bad so much sooner. It's already to the point where it's like tasting kind of sweet. That the lactase is breaking down. I forget the byproducts. There's definitely lactose, but then there's also galactose. It's like lactose, galactose, and there's like beta something. you end up taking any type of genetics or molecular biology, you learn about the lac operon. It's, well, I can't speak for all teachers, but it was my professor's favorite example of like a genetic mutation. Fuck. There's also like the blood. Blood is like a pretty common example too. I think you learn about blood types. I don't think you really learn about how it gets like. I think you just learn, because I remember learning about it in like high school, but you kind of learn more about how, if one person has this blood type and then one person has that blood type, and then you kind of do like figure out the stats on like the chances of, oh no, the chances of what the kids are gonna get. But I just remember learning in, I think it was high school, about the blood types. They didn't really touch too much on genetics in high school. Maybe just a little bit in biology. I think that's where the blood type stuff came from. And I don't really remember learning much about Mendelab or Punnett squares or anything like that. But it gets so much more complicated than that. That's like, yeah, it's kind of like if you're gonna learn, I don't know, calculus, and you're learning like 1 + 1 = 2. Like that's how basic it gets. That's how basic it is in comparison. And I remember like my finals was like, you have like this family tree. Oh god. You have like a family tree, and then you gotta like, you still have to do like the Mendelab shit. Then you have to like attach some stats to it. There's like so many other factors. And then yeah, there's like so many stats equations you have to, or well, it's usually like one big stats equation that you have to do. To figure out the chances, of like simple things, or I guess sometimes there's like a recessive disease, but I think they kept it simple for the sake of term tests. Ah! God, Samu, you're being such a fucker. If your entire playthrough ends up being matches like the last 2 matches I've had, you're in for a long playthrough. Because these guys have been absolutely fussy about going down. Stay down! Not tapping out. I've had matches in this game. I was whining about NHL Face-Off, where it's like, okay, you know what? Honestly, sometimes I swear the game decides you're losing this. You're losing this game, and no matter what you do, you're gonna lose the game. I feel like I've had matches like this in this game too, where like I pin them, they kick out. I try and make them tap out, they won't tap out. like, just no matter what you do, they will not go down. And then they end up winning. Because, like, all it takes is for them to get a little bit of momentum. And sometimes they just won't absolutely give it up. Wrestling games can be very hard like that. Especially because you're going to need to do a reversal. Holy shit. You're going to need to do a reversal to get back into the fight, right? But sometimes that reversal will never hit for you. And then they just fucking go off on you for like minutes at a time. It's even worse when they reverse a lot. Because that's them getting the momentum back. So, with this game and with Attitude, and like Hardcore Revolution and games like that, it is really important to be mindful about what moves you have. And this game specifically is more about just what moves you have that can be easily reversed. There's a lot of moves that I think almost every move can be reversed in some way, which is what's really nice about this game. But with Attitude, Warzone actually had more, which I found interesting, because you can reverse like a powerbomb into a Hurricanrana, and vice versa. I think you can still reverse a Hurricanrana into a powerbomb, but you can't do it the other way around. But they really like limited the amount of moves you could reverse in Attitude, but it's important to just be mindful of that. Because I'm just like I'm less likely to do a Hurricanrana because I know how easily it can be reversed. And same goes for like power bombs and stuff. So anything that's like a body slam, a Hurricanrana, or a power bomb, suplexes as well, they get easily reversed. So I just kind of like steer away from those moves. And I steer away from moves that kind of do like that you pin them after, because it does kind of reset the momentum, so like they can kick out and then now they'll be in like control of the match. Power slam. Neck breaker. Oh no, kicks out. He fights out of it. I'm surprised I gave him my finisher move already. He's pretty much done. Just need to make it official. There it is. We got our quick match. That's Blackheart. That's Tarzan Goto. Some of them I remember. I don't remember all of them though. I wish I could remember all of them. I think if I was like younger growing up in this game, I'd be like, yeah, that's it. I know exactly who these guys are. I think this is it's something Yamaguchi. Or Yamagiwa. Is it Yamagiwa? It's funny, he's got like a Monday Night Raw shirt on. Or it just says Raw. When we actually like wrestle as I'm gonna take a second look at who they are.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
outside.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Oh my god, no way. There we go.
1, 2.
Oh no. Ah, shit. Oh no. I didn't get the ropes.
3,
Superplex. I think he's already pretty cooked. Oh, no. Maybe not.
1.
Just the one count. You got up way too quick. Still grabbing the ropes.
1, 2, 3.
Out of it again. I gotta get the spirit down. Shit. That's not how you do it. Ah. It's definitely trickier when they have like a submission finisher, because if it doesn't make them tap out, it gives them more momentum. Alright, we got habanero. Well, it's more like a jalapeno right now. Jalapeno. Ooh. There we go. So this is Hayabusa. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh. Ooh. No! I was fighting way too much. Corner. There we go, Russian leg sweep. Oh no. Oh. Ah, shit. There we go. Superplex. Ah. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't do it. There we go. Yeah, that's how you know it's in the bag. When you can do a strong back grapple. Fuck. You're set. Just blocking way too so fucking much. I really wish most games had like a block meter or something, like, so you can just spam that shit. Let's go. Man, he did get a lot of like defensive moves in, but it still ended up somehow being quicker and more one-sided for me. Alright, here we go. We got Shanghai. So Shanghai is Steve Gotch, or Carl Gotch. Steve Gotch, Carl Gotch. One of the Gotches. He is the champion of Dead or Alive. He's got some range. Vertical suplex. Because like, we're trying to showcase the moves where you do reversals and stuff, but it is kind of hard to time those. The other moves you can time them a little bit easier, but yeah. The strikes are very hard to time. Because I'm sure Ric Flair's got like a nice low blow or something. The tricky part is it's very hard to tell if they're going to do a grapple or a strike. And the timing is really different on both of them. He's really been putting up a fight. Oh. Oh my god.
3.
Oh no. Fuck. Stop it. Oh my god. Seriously? He's not even blocking. Just like kicking through him. Yeah, something like that. I'm sure Ric Flair has one. It's just very hard to time those strikes. God damn. What? What? Not here.
1.
Does he have a full spirit meter? Let's take that belt. Oh my god, he didn't give up. Shit. Fuck. No way. Ah.
3.
Still fighting. This is honestly like one of those fights that I feel like I'm just programmed to lose. Right, here we go. tap out. Oh my god, that's the second time. I have to bust out a pile driver. Pile driver! Oh, no way! Oh my god. Sombo suplex. Fuck. I'm so screwed now. Absolutely. He's just gonna fucking keep. He's gonna keep like kicking out. Oh, the abdominal stretch. In a matter of like minutes, seconds. In a matter of seconds. Alright. Yeah, that one definitely had some fights. And that took a lot longer than usual. That one specifically. I don't know, some wrestlers some wrestlers are more fun to play as than others. I don't know. I'm not really feeling Ric Flair. I don't know, his moveset's a little too basic. He doesn't really have anything like big. Except for maybe, I guess, his figure 4 leg lock. I guess if you want to hype up the figure 4 leg lock, then he's got that. I mean, the spinning back suplex. But, like, there's nothing really, like, outstanding about his moveset. And, like, I'm not gonna be able to knock... I don't even have any moves that are gonna knock somebody out. Alright, we got Uraki. So, I think, yeah, we played through as Uraki. That's, Masakatsu Funaki. He's like a shoot fighter turned pro wrestler. There's a lot of guys, I think, in the independent union. We'll see a lot of those. I think there's even like a... Well, I say I think, I know for sure. There's a Kenshi Rock clone. This is the Matsukatsu Funaki clone. There's Boss Rutan. And some other guys that I'm not as familiar with. Back. Yeah, but there's also Scott Norton. Scott Norton is also in this division. So I don't think it's all shoot fighters. Oh, shit. Damn it. I don't think a block should. I don't think a block should work against that. Ah. Fuck. Oh shit. he can't. Oh. Fuck. Ah. Okay, there we go. Finally hitting that spinning back suplex.
Break.
Ooh, you got a rope break.
Break.
Seriously? There were guys closer to the ropes that weren't getting rope breaks. Oh shit. Ah. Oh my god.
Break.
There we go. Oh my god, he didn't tap. There we go. Yeah, these ones are taking a bit longer than the originals. I think the original two seem to be having a little bit more of a struggle against these guys. And then we got Roma.
White.
I forget the name of the wrestler for this guy. But he did pretty well in the shit. WCW versus the World Cup. Oh, you can see all these guys, they have like the simple trunks and then the boots with the shin guard and knee pad combo. That's a very shoot fighter thing. Even when they like cross over into pro wrestling, like they keep that look. It's almost like to tell the audience, yeah, this guy's a straight shoot fighter. Ooh. You know what? I never do the surfboard. It's such a lame move. It's great if you want to stretch out someone's back, though. Shit. Oh my god. Just missed that drop kick. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm trying to get him in a strike. It's fucking hard. Like a strike reversal. Hardest thing you can try and do in this game.
Break.
Because I think once he catches on that you're trying to do it,
Break.
he's gonna start doing it. Yeah, because he just switched to grapples completely. Superplex. Let's go. Oh, he still doesn't tap. There we go. So there we go. We have 2 down in the independent union. Who do we have next? Lots of choices in this one. Oh, Barry Gaijin, Scott Norton.
Wait.
Oh shit. Drop kick to the face. Oh, flips out of it. Oh. Oh no, 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 no. Oh. Oh shit. Oh no.
Break.
Oh shit. Fuck. The guy just putting up a fight. God damn it.
6, 7, 8,
Oh no.
9, 10, 11, 12,
Got a rude awakening of my own there.
14, 15, 16, 17.
Oh no.
Break.
Superplex. Damn. Billy Gaijin not wanting to give it up. Fuck. Pile driver. Will the pile driver be? Oh no, I couldn't even get to his feet. God damn it. Ah. Oh. Fuck. Oh my god. I haven't even seen that move in this game before. Military press. Oh shit. Bro needs to calm down. I can't even fucking fight him right now. He just like went full fucking Cena. Oh my god. Dude's gonna like... absolutely fucking up. Ah.
Break.
Oh my god. Fuck, 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 fuck. Come on.
One, 2, 3,
Oof.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Let's powerbomb him on the outside.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay, yeah, you better tap out now. He's been putting up so much of a fight. It's been nuts. Okay, let's go. Wow. Alright, who do we have next? Ken Shamrock? No, it's Akira. Okay, yeah, so Akira... I actually do know Akira. Well, not personally. But I know who he is. Akira Maeda. The only guy who's like first name, like he goes by like the one name, but second I go to reverse a strike, he changes it to a grapple. It's almost like they know. They know you're trying to reverse a strike. Damn it. Arm bar. Neck breaker. Oh man, that was a rude awakening right there. I want to see what his weaker grapples are. This is not the punch. The Russian leg sweep. Snapmare. I don't know, some of them actually build up their spirit meter, I guess, if it's like too weak of a move. It's like it gives them momentum. Shit. I'm just genuinely mad he doesn't have a low blow. Also genuinely mad, Dean Malenko doesn't have the Texas Clover Leaf. I was actually originally going to play through as Dean Malenko. And then I found that out and I'm like, what is this? And then I switched to Eddie Guerrero. Because he actually had the frog splash.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Let me do the power bomb. Yes.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I feel like I can safely do submission holds around the 3-minute mark. I was afraid of like accidentally ending the match early. I think we can try now. I've beaten him up pretty consistently in this one. Yeah, even blocking an attack gives them spirit meter. Oh, it's Boss Wheaton. He did the Randy Orton jump. Jump splits. We can't both be wearing purple. This has got more like a lavender. It's like lavender on more eBay. Boss Rutan was one who was fun to play as. It's got knees. Not the knees. And a lot of like accidental knockouts. As sad as I am that the match ends early, like the accidental knockouts are, I make the game a little fun. But Ric Flair is he's just like a classic wrestler. He's got basic wrestling moves. I mean, he's got a superplex. If they'll let you do it. Oh. Man, Boss Rutan is fucking me up right now. Fuck you, buddy. Eliminated. Honestly, this game with like 6 people, they could have like 6 to 8 people in the ring. It would be a kind of fun. It wouldn't be as fun as like, actually it might be just as fun as WrestleMania. I say it wouldn't be as fun as WrestleMania just because it's like a little more slow pace, but then I remember that WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy are pretty slow paced games. Ooh. I was able to reverse a knee, push him away. But I really want to reverse a kick and just punch him in the balls. I want to punch him in the boss routines. Yeah, that palm strike.
Right.
The palm strike is deadly. You do that too late in the match and it's over. Neck breaker. It's also a really good move in real life. Because like if you were to punch somebody, you would kind of risk breaking your wrist, but less risk of injuring yourself with the pop strike. Shit. He's doing the Randy Orton. Oh, he was baiting me. Jebaited. Nope. I wonder how much Ric Flair paid the developers to make his junk look big in this game. He's just like, yo, it's gotta look huge. He's looking like Andrade. Andrade with his yellow trunks. Careful here. Cause I gave him 2 figure 4 leg locks too soon together. And now Spirit Meter's like in the white. I don't think it's gonna go down either. Oh shit. Fuck. It's like a real professional would have made that work. No break, my man. Oh shit. might be fucked. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Rick, you fuck. Get up, fucker. I've been dominating this match. You better not fucking take the... Fuck. Oh my god, he's being such an asshole now. Oh, you fuck, man. Honestly, I have never, like, dominated a match so much. And, like, still almost fucking lost.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Fucking boss mutant.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Like, I'm still on the verge of losing, even though I've, like, dominated so badly.
13,
Zero logic.
15, 16.
Get in the ring, noob. There we go. Miraculous comeback? That's insane. Considering I was kicking his ass the whole time. Oh, no mustache. It's the last one. And then we're gonna go on the road to Terry Funk. Oh my god. I'm shocked though with everybody. With everybody giving me a hard time. Actually, yeah, I might have to give Lil Mascaras a kick out there. It's like, I think he's done. Oh no, maybe not. Then again, the pin might have worked. Fuck. I hate when they get like that. Just fucking start reversing everything. Ah. Oh my god. I think it's, for me, it's more fun when you knock him out of the ring like that. And then you can do some sort of plancha. Or a tope. There we go. I feel like that could have ended much, much sooner. But there we go. We got the SWF, Samurai Wrestling Federation. And we're going to go to the second last of the main ones. There's 3 in total still left. But I'm trying to remember the name. Man, I can never remember the names of Ultimate. I think it's Ultimate, or it's like UWF or something. But it's the one with all like the hardcore wrestlers. I mean, not counting Sabu. Actually, wait. No, yeah, it's not counting Sabu. Actually, I think this one is, oh, sorry, not UWF, Empire Wrestling Federation. I think it's the bottom left one. And it does have Terry Funk at the end, but, yeah, I guess he's more of a hardcore wrestler. But this is more like legends and stuff. We're gonna maybe like go up against Giant Baba or like who else is in there? Is Kaiji Muto in there? Tatsumi Fujinami to start. I think these are like more like legend status. Oh, I forgot to do purple. Oh wow. I forgot to purple it up. Ric Flair looking like a Green Bay Packers fan. Or maybe like an Oregon Ducks. Who's the other one? Oakland? No, not Oakland. Las Vegas now. Yeah, I don't know what happened with like Las Vegas. They just decided, hey, we're gonna monopolize the sports industry. They got a hockey team. And then they bought out Oakland. Actually, yeah, they bought out They bought out Oakland. I can't talk. I should really go get myself some water. They bought out Oakland on 2 occasions with the Athletics from baseball. And then also the Raiders from football. I'm pretty sure Las Vegas for hockey was an expansion team, which is pretty impressive that they're already such a dominating team. Just waiting for the Kraken to get big. They were pretty good. They were pretty good in their first year. Who's the other one? Utah. Yeah, like they're expanding it quite a bit. So we got Seattle, Utah. I missed the boat though on buying a Utah Hockey Club jersey hat before they became the Mammoth. I was really wanting one. I did get the Washington football team before they became the Commandos. But the thing about Vegas is that they kind of suck for baseball. The baseball team and the football team both kind of suck. Kidney punch. Oh, he's still going. Can't make him tap. Oh, the Canadian backbreaker did it for some reason. I just temporarily forgot that was the move for But surprisingly, it ends up making him tap out. Alright, so we are 5 divisions deep. We have Samson. I can't remember the name of the wrestler that he is. I think he's a play on the... Oh shit. He's a play on the phone company for sure. Samsung. Or at least they were a phone company back then. Other electronics as well. Oh no. Oh, brother. Oh shit. Heart attack. Brother. Superplex. Oh, I couldn't do. I couldn't do the surfboard. I don't know why he wouldn't grab him. Russian leg sweep. Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying, but anytime I'm like waiting for him to strike me so I can try to reverse it, he'll just do a grapple. It's so flawed. I think the game knows when you're trying to bait. They do it to you all the fucking time. Oh no! Boston Crab! Yeah, they do it to you all the time where they try and bait you in with the fucking strike and then reverse it. So like they'll absolutely know when you're doing it to them. Oh my god. Oh. Samsung definitely putting up a fight. I'm trying to get him in the corner, I swear. Ah, shit. Oh my god. Oh no. Ah. Fuck me, man. Definitely not there yet. I think we're pretty close though. He is down for pretty long. Fuck. Let's go. No tap out still. Like he's making him stronger. Ah. Fuck. Hate when the game does this to you. The corner. In the corner. Fuck. Yeah, he's on a fucking reversal spree, this guy. Fuck. He's gonna block so many fucking times that it's gonna give him a full spirit meter. It's pretty insane. Like, not a single offensive move contributed to his spirit meter. That was just all fucking blocks and reversals. Like, not a single offensive move. Like, I put up way too much of a fight. Oh my goodness. Should have had him beat in about 4 minutes, man. I gave him my, like, sit-down powerbomb so early. Alright. Oh! Yeah, giant Baba.
Wait.
Big ass mofo. Gotta watch out for that tiki boot. Shit. Oh, he's got the heart attack too. In the corner. Oh shit. I was actually a little disappointed with oh, nice. Don't rarely ever get to hit that. Yeah, Giant Baba, you didn't do very well in the WCW versus the World Cup. I thought he would dominate for sure. He's got like so much power, but I guess neither did Andre the Giant, really. He's more so dominated by like the shoot fighters. Yeah, he's already down for a full grapple. Accidentally pinned him. I actually hit the square button, I just didn't hit it fast enough. I wanted to give him the figure 4 leg lock for sure. Yeah, that was the fastest win. I mean, like, those are the fast wins that you'll get when you play as somebody like very dominating. And they have a lot of like power moves and they can knock people out pretty easily. Kapuna. I can't remember who this guy is. Kapuna. There's definitely a list of them on WCW versus the World. I think it's like SmackDown Hotel. I think there's more than one wiki page, but SmackDown Hotel is one of the big wrestling game ones. And for this game and Power Move Pro Wrestling, and some of the other games with like divisions that have real wrestlers, they just happen to be under a different name. I think they started hiding the likeness as well. So this game probably got them in a little bit of trouble for having the exact likeness of some of the wrestlers. Or, well, all of the wrestlers. But I still like that they did this. This is like one of my favorite games because of that. Like the likeness is pretty much to a T. But with later games they had to be more careful. They were even more careful with Power Move Pro Wrestling, which is by a different company, but a very similar style of game. And everybody in that game was was a pro wrestler. Just under a completely different random persona. Boston Crab. Fuck, bud. Bro needs to chill. Ah. Definitely struggling against this guy. Man, I don't even know how he fucking grapples you that fast. Oh, the timing was insane on that. Like, he started the grapple when I was on the ground. And timed it perfectly for when I got up. That's absurd. I can't even do that, because I'll end up doing a ground grapple. It's interesting, the submission grapples from when they're standing are different. Like, he didn't get a meter boost for getting out of that submission. God damn. Ah.
Three.
Alright, I think we're safe. I don't know if I'm gonna make him tap. But we're back. We're finally in control. I'm gonna wear him down quite a bit though. No. Not enough. There we go. Alright, so that is, I think that's number 4, Kapuna. So we have number 5. Last guy before the championship match. Who are they going to throw at us? Oh no. Did I count wrong? I must have. So we're already against... Oh wait, no, Stan Hansen isn't the, I always forget Stan Hansen isn't the champ. We got Terry Funk after this. Stan Hansen absolutely should be. One of the champions, but he's not. But this is the biggest division, so it's like you really miss out on a lot of wrestlers in this one. Because like there was like Gary Albright, Dr. Death, Kaiji Muto. Or is Kaiji Muto in the other one? Okay. Well, he might have been in the other division actually. The one next to it. But we have, oh yeah, Stan Hansen and then Terry Funk, and then we move him on over to WCW. The headbutt. Oh, another. Everybody's got the Boston Crab. Oh, kitchen sink. Flair versus Hansen sounds fun. I wonder if it, I mean, Ric Flair's been wrestling for so long. I wonder if it has ever happened in the past. But also, good morning, Tom. Hope you're all well. We're doing another run through of WCW versus the World. Still so many to go. I feel like I've done so many already, and there's just still so many more to go. But the enjoyment of the game really depends on who you're playing as. You know, I didn't have as much fun with, you know, Benoit. Oh god. But like you'll have more fun with like other wrestlers. I think also once we get out of WCW, that's when the game will really start to get fun. So some of these guys are kind of just basic wrestlers, basic movesets, not really a lot of excitement. I always have more fun playing as the Japanese guys. But Ultimo Dragon, I think, might be a good time. Oh, as far as being the best WCW PS1 game, there's definitely not much competition. So it's easy to agree with you on that sense. But WCW Mayhem does have its moments. The commentary really helps with that one. Trying to get Stan Hansen to tap out here. Come on, Stan. Oh, he's not giving it up. Have to bring his spirit meter down. Pile driver. Let's try him now. There we go. 5-5-5. Alright. It's time to get funky. Funky like a monkey. You know, that is one wrestler this game is missing. Dusty Rhodes.
Wait.
Ground control. Ground control to make a town. Shit. Oh no. My toe. Vertical suplex. Oh shit. Fuck. Ass. Rushing like, oh. How the hell does he have like a full spirit meter, you fuck? What the hell did you do? Besides block a lot. Pile driver. Oh no. It's like a fucking right hand. Oh my god. Seriously? No fucking time.
1, 2.
Oh no. Alright, flip over. Ah. Alright. For all the marbles.
1, 2.
Man, he's still going. Shit. It wouldn't let you. Oh, here we go. We have Wrestle War 86, WCW champion Ric Flair versus Stan Hansen. I didn't check cage match, I just Googled it. Bam, bam, bam. Do, new champ. Woo! Alright, now we're on to WCW. The final stop before the super heavyweight division. And then after this, I'm going to do a run through of WWF Attitude. I don't know if I'm going to do it today. Maybe. But maybe we'll start it today. Depends. Depends on how long this ends up taking. But yeah, we'll have one more wrestler in the books. Yeah, it can be like, especially when somebody's had a very long career, it can be kind of hard to cycle through all of the matches and figure it out. But yeah, there's definitely one to check out. Honestly, if it wasn't for all the research my opponent, let me see. If there wasn't like, if they weren't so hardcore on takedowns, you could almost do like a YouTube channel based on like careers, and you could like just get everybody's like televised matches together. 'Cause I'm sure they exist out there. You just like get one wrestler, do like a whole fucking career for their like televised matches or something. But then it would get taken down so quickly. Especially with like NJPW and WWF being like, WWF is so insane. It's like even the wrestling games with Titantron videos in the background, like that shit will get flagged. Like the wrestling clips was something that I understood, but like I got a video blocked because of the Vaudevillains' entrance. Because for a small period, they actually just show the Titantron with the carnival kind of guy. And like, gather around, nah, 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 nah. And like that got the video blocked. Yeah, this is really annoying. Especially when it's just part of a fucking video game. Like, why are you trying to block like a 30-ish, 20 to 30-year-old Titantron video that you're never gonna use again? It's really just small dick energy. Holy fuck! Regal. He's a man, such a man. He's a real man's man. Fuck off. There was one YouTuber that would kind of do it very quickly. They would just show like random highlights from each match during like a run, basically. Like if he was in WCW for I don't know, like a year or two, he would kind of go through all their matches really quickly. But his commentary was starting to get kind of annoying. He would use like really like just dated and insensitive like comments, so he's probably like somewhere between like 18 and 20 at that age where it's like, okay, yeah, it's still funny to call someone like a derogatory term. So like after a while I was just like, yeah, I'm not watching these videos anymore. Even though like the concept is interesting, I'm not like gonna listen to that kind of shit. Getting out that easy? You think you're gonna get out without taking the figure 4 leg lock? I don't think so, bud. Well. Come on, man. Just sell the move, brother. Gangrel suplex. Big move there. Steven Regal predicted the Gangrel suplex. Steven Regal looks a little bit too much like Chris Benoit for my liking. we go. Regal is down. Oh, we got Rick Steiner.
Wait.
I'm like resisting the urge to talk shit about Braun Breaker. I haven't really watched much wrestling in like the last month or so, but oh man, leading up to WrestleMania, I think he was having like a feud with Sami Zayn, and like his insults are just like, it's just really like just the insults that people are like throwing at each other are so like fucking high school. And it's like, bro, you're in a fucking top level professional wrestling company, and you're throwing like fucking junior high school shade at people. like you look like you don't even go to the gym. Like that kind of bullshit. Or even just like the fucking Logan Paul trash. Like, oh, you're stupid. Oh, you guys are so stupid. Like, Jesus Christ. These guys just can't cut a fucking promo to save their lives. And like, even Roman Reigns is pretty bad for that. Like, just throwing fucking like high school level shade. Like, men in their like 30s and 40s. Ugh. I used to love wrestling for the promos, but like they're just so bad now. Even MJF. But the worst part is that like people eat it up. You get the same kind of like mentality from like a good chunk. I mean, I know a good chunk of wrestling fans have that like lack of maturity. Because like they're still talking about like, oh yeah, the good old days, you know, in WWF Attitude when they called people whores. When they called people whores and like were super racist and homophobic. They had like a whole like wrestler centered around triggering people's homophobia so they would boo at them. Yeah, those were definitely the days. I mean, I fucking loved wrestling as a kid, but I'm still aware that it was really fucking bad. But man, it was bad then, but it was like even worse now. Just I'm usually just like doing laundry or like cleaning up around the house, listening to some of the worst promos I've ever heard in my life. And it's like, to me, it's really not that hard. All you gotta do is tell the fucking audience their local team sucks. Brag about everything you've done in your fucking career. Whether it's legitimate or not, like, it's not that hard to be a heel. Especially if you have like 5 or 6 people help you win a championship, you'd be like, yo, I won this championship all by myself. Like, I just don't understand, like, the whole, like, trying to try hard. Or just being like a fucking, or just like high school level jokes. Never really understood that. But then again, WWE as a whole has been pretty mid. Oh, from one Steiner to the next. And it, like, low-key kind of sucks because, like, there are still a lot of really good wrestlers in there, but they're not the ones at the top. It's kind of shitty. A lot of them are, like, usually starting off in NXT. They, like, start off in NXT, and then, like, the good ones actually end up, like, staying in NXT. While the not-so-good ones, the ones that are, like, all hype, they're, like, all hype, no substance. Those are the ones, like, moving up, like... I mean, Ethan Page is alright, but, I mean... Trick Williams, not so much. Fan of Carmelo Hayes, but not so much Trick Williams. I don't know, he's just... man. He kind of reminds me of The Rock a little bit. Where it's like, it's just like, it's all... not really. Like, definitely don't hate him, but like... getting a championship, like... well, I mean, getting a WrestleMania match and a championship was... like, with that early in like... like, I kind of get it, because, like, I mean, they push guys like Roman Reigns... and like it's the same kind of character where it's just like it's all confidence, no real substance. Like he's not that good in the ring. Absolutely not nearly as good in the ring as like some of the other people that are getting called up and are not need a good run. Oh god. I don't know, man. That was actually a pretty bad, like, for me that was a pretty bad time for TNA. To have somebody, like, just, to have somebody like that mid. And that's kind of like, they're kind of like really downplaying TNA by doing that, because like they did the same thing with the Knockouts champion. They put it on like a NXT wrestler for like the longest time. But like for me, like his promos are kind of like everything about him is kind of trash. Like I don't think what he's saying, like it's almost like he's trying to be The Rock, but like a very I want to say kind of like a We Have The Rock at Home kind of version of The Rock. And I think like people like will get like into I didn't like that the NXT folks were the champs, but despite that it's still I definitely don't agree with that. Like he's just nothing about him is really like I'm not like super impressed with like anything he says or even anything he does is like his finisher is a fucking running knee. Come on. Like they're really just hyping. They're doing the Roman Reigns thing again with him. And I think with this one, in this instance, I think people are just kind of like just eating up anything that he says, because he does say everything. It's kind of like the Logan Paul thing, where it's like he's saying a bunch of nonsense and like a bunch of just like just nonsensical, like I'm gonna say garbage, like kind of garbage. But it's because he has like a lot of confidence behind what he's saying, and he's just like saying it so confidently and so like arrogantly that people are kind of like eating it up. And like I would understand it as if he was like a heel. Maybe. If he was a heel, it would make a lot more sense. But him being a face just makes no sense to me. Like somebody like that really shouldn't be a face. Like I would totally get it as a heel, but people are kind of eating it up. Like the lemon pepper sepper thing that he like ripped off from like some Bruno Mars. Was it Bruno Mars? Something like that. I don't know. But like, it's just like a bunch of like one-liners. It's, ugh. I'm just not feeling it. Definitely lots of other people that could be in that spot above them. Ah. Oh, shit. Like, honestly, the trick and A thing makes me just want, like, every time I heard that, I wanted to vomit in my mouth. Like, trick and A. It's like one of those things where it's like, you think you got something, but you don't got something, but then everybody around you is just hyping you up anyway. Ugh. It's because, like, you got the confidence, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is I don't like about it, but I'm just like, I don't know how other people can like see what I'm seeing and be like, yo, this guy's like, he's really good. He's really creative. So my confidence aside, it's, yeah. It's just, everything he's saying is just like, blech. But then again, there are other use shitty lines to make you hate him. Yeah, but he's not a heel. That's the thing. People are kind of like eating it up. And it would make sense if he was a heel and you didn't like him, and you were like not supposed to like him. But he's not a heel. Ooh. Like that kind of shit doesn't really work for a face. Oh my god. But also, yeah, he's just kind of boring as a wrestler. I don't like the Roman Reigns style, like, and it's been like that for like so many people that they're kind of pushing up. Whereas like they don't even really have that good of a moveset. It's like you just kind of like smack each other around for like 20 minutes and then hit the fucking Superman punch. Oh my god, this guy's like fucking me up here. Oh, it's Lex Luger. Yeah, that makes sense. And then those are like the WWE fans are looking over at the AEW fans and being like, oh yeah, what's with all this flippy shit? Like, what? Meanwhile, you go and watch like a WWE match, and it's like 20 minutes of just practically nothing. Like, I mean, there are definitely some good matches, but like the main event matches have been really just boring as hell. You know, it's like the big finish has become just doing your finisher like 5 times in a row. What was the other? There was another thing that someone said, and it was like, it was a wrestler that I kind of liked, too. Gunther. And was it Cody Rhodes? He made somebody. Oh, was it? Wait, no, it might have been John Cena. I forget. It was one of the guys that he like made tap out. And it was like it was good because I guess like they passed the torch on over to Gunther, and then he like completely ruined it by saying like the dumbest thing possible. Like he was just like, "I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch," and I'm just like, "Oh God." You could have said that in any other possible way, and like took that fact to your grave to become like a top heel. But then when you fucking talk like a goddamn child, like yeah, no, you just completely ruined your aura. Like he just completely ruined his aura for me. A lot of wrestlers they just have no aura. Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, I'm so fucked. Rope break! Rope break! Come on! Honestly, that was disgusting, man. I couldn't get anything going against Lex Luger. I was talking about that earlier. It doesn't happen very often, but the AI will just get into some kind of like flow where everything you do is reversed. I spent like 7 minutes just trying to get the upper hand on a match. Oh, so bad. Yeah, it's so much harder to watch now, just because of the promos. I mean, the bad promos, the constant ads. Like, I don't know, man. And then sometimes the matches are just fucking mid. And that was the thing, like, Attitude Era was alright. Attitude Era was, like, I don't know, the promos were absolute fire. And the matches were kind of mid. And then there was, like, the Ruthless Aggression era where, you know, the promos were pretty bad. I mean, yeah, like, Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression era had, like, definitely had their moments where the promos were absolutely fucked. But people would actually criticize it. They wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, that was such a fire promo." Like literally, as it was happening, people would just be like, "What the fuck was that?" And they would criticize it and everything. But like things have changed like so much. I think with just the maturity of the people who watch it. I think. Because I feel like people would still like... I think things that happened in the Attitude Era and in... Yeah, people still do that now. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why... That's why I think it's like so bad. Because like I think if that kind of shit happened now, like what was it, the fucking Snitsky? What was the Snitsky thing? Punting the baby, like the baby doll into the crowd. Like the cuck angle, like all of that shit, the Katie Vick thing. People would probably watch that, like wrestling fans today would probably watch that and be like, "Oh my God, this is so amazing! This is so entertaining. This isn't weird or fucked at all." Like I genuinely feel like that's how wrestling fans today would react to a lot of the fucked up things. that happened
2,
in wrestling in the past.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
And like some of it's understandable because
9,
like you're trying to. Oh fuck! Are you serious? All right, you know what? I'm gonna. Yeah, if I skip the match, it will let me restart it. Fucking controller slipped out. I'm gonna take this opportunity to just go take a bathroom break, though. I'll be right back. I'm fucking so tired of Ric Flair. I'm so tired of Lex Luger right now. Ah. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, I got fucking blindsided by. Seriously? It's starting to piss me off. This controller is like being really annoying. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, like I think like the main point that I'm trying to like hammer home, because I mean, rambling does kind of help fill in the silence for like commentary reasons. But the main thing that I'm trying to like, I think, put out there is that I mean, it's normal for wrestling to have that kind of thing where somebody kind of crosses the line. But I think it's just weird where people kind of hype it up. And yeah, Trick Williams is definitely not that bad for that. He's just kind of like, I'm just sitting here trying to understand where all this hype is coming from. I mean, aside from the confidence. But again, I think like with people like him and Logan Paul and Roman Reigns. Actually, yeah, that's kind of where it came, because it was like Roman Reigns and Gunther. Like say like just the dumbest shit. But like, at least Rick Williams is saying dumb shit. That's just kind of dumb and not like in a hateful way. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, this is some really dumb shit. And yeah, as a heel it would work. I mean, it's kind of like how it worked for The Rock too. He was just saying some dumb ass shit. And people hated him for years, deservingly so. But it is kind of weird how he just kind of like, how the hype behind him just kind of flipped.
3, 4.
And like actually, yeah, no, the shit that The Rock was saying was like so much worse. Like that was like basically like he was just going around bullying people, and like people would actually like cheer it. That's the kind of weird. That's like that kind of weird dissonance that happens with pro wrestling. But I think it's kind of inevitable because like you have people who are being heels. And, you know, they're trying to kind of push those, like, lines, like, go past the line of, like, what's acceptable because, like, they want to be hated. But then again, there still needs to be, like a line that they shouldn't cross. And, honestly, I'm not personally, like, I'm not, like, fucking, oh my god, I hate Roman Reigns so much, or oh my god, I hate Braun Breaker so much, or anybody like that, or Gunther. I'm just like, okay. Dude just like kind of like lost his aura, lost his kind of respect from me, even though like, you know, he is being a heel. Like, they kind of like went a little too far with that one. It's a big part of like why I'm not the biggest fan of MJF. Even as a wrestler, he's just kind of alright. But you know, to do it once or twice to say something, that's just kind of like, okay, well, that's a bit much. You know, I feel like, not even just wrestlers, like, people say that. Like, you'll have a friend who will say that. They'll just say something and then you're just like, that was a little too far. And, you know, it happens because, like, not everybody is going to take... I think not everybody has the exact same set of morals and standards as you do. And I think like there are things where it's just like, okay, well, no, I'm not gonna budge on that, but like, you know, some of the smaller things you just be like, oh, that was a little bit too much, you know. But yeah, MJF is probably like the biggest culprit for saying things, and I'm just like, yeah, it's definitely not something you should joke about or talk about. I think with MJF, it was said something about abortions, and I'm just like, oh god, please don't. I think that was kind of like, I think he had already said a bunch of stuff before that I was just like, oh man, this guy's such a fucking, like, I know he's playing a dick, but like, he's kind of like taking the dick angle a little bit too far. But yeah, the abortion one is the thing that fucking killed the aura for me. I'm just like, and I'm not going to go around hating on MJF, but I will tell people like him. And like, again, like generally if I don't like a wrestler, it's not even like that deep. It's just like, I definitely don't like the the things that they say and the things that they think it's like okay to say when you're trying to cut a promo. And the other things with like just the childish shit, like, yeah, it's just that it's childish. It's not like to me it's not a good promo, I guess. Yeah, I should just kind of make it my personal opinion. Like, it's not my, like, I don't think it's a good promo if you just call somebody stupid or like be like, oh, you don't work out, or you look like you've never had a girlfriend in your life kind of shit. Or yeah, that kind of stuff. Actually, that one can be funny, depending on how depending on how clever you are about it. And I think that's a big part of it. It's kind of like you can like imply those things and it'll be funny, but like when you just kind of straight out say it, it's just kind of like it's not as funny, and it just comes off as like more like lame or childish. But I feel like it's always gonna happen with wrestling, because people are kind of coming up with what to say on the fly. Sometimes they'll say something stupid. Sometimes they'll go a little bit too far. But it's really just more so when the person is like consistent and like actually like they'll say something stupid or like go too far and actually think that it's a good promo. I think that's where I really like would put it, because I mean I say shit all the time, and then sometimes I'll like think back and reflect and I'll be like, you know, I said some really stupid shit today. I never really like, you know, end stream and be like, yeah, man, I really fucking hit the nail on the head today. I'm such a good, you know, I got such good opinions about everything. I'm always second guessing and doubting my opinions, even as I'm saying them. I think that's the scientific brain in me, where I'm just like, I am like absolutely aware that not everything is exactly what like you think. Or not everything can be exactly what you think it is. I think I touched it a little bit on, I don't even remember what game I was streaming, but I was talking about it a little bit where, you know, with the scientific method, you're always trying to prove yourself wrong, whereas other people are always trying to prove themselves right. And that's kind of where, you know, you kind of, not saying you should always doubt yourself, but like, I think you should always kind of like have that wiggle room where it's like, okay, somebody else might be right about something. Might be right, or like they can be right about something. I mean, there are things that are objective, but I'm talking more about like subjective things. If somebody like fucking, you know, walks up to you and tells you that the sky is fucking purple when it's very clearly blue, like you should, like, there's no, like, you know, you shouldn't be giving them an ounce of like thought, because like they're just fucking straight up lying. Or like when people say like, I gave you $20 when, you know, they only gave you like 15. But then again, that's like a cashier thing that I used to deal with all the time. People would do that. They'll give you like a 5. I'm glad that the money thing isn't like that anymore. But because like everything's debit now. Or for the most part things are debit. But people would like straight up give you a $5 bill, and then what you do to avoid this, because it was such a common thing, is you would lay the bills that they gave you in front of the cash register. Like, you don't put it in the cash register until you've given them their change. Because you'll go to give somebody change for a 5, and they'll be like, no, I gave you a 20. And then you're just like, well, no, you gave me a 5. And then yeah, that's where having the fucking, yeah, you would be surprised how often people do that. I'm really glad. I mean, I'm really glad I don't work in the cashier situation anymore. But also just glad for everybody who has to deal with cash, that they don't have to deal with that kind of stuff on a regular basis now that we use debit more often. But yeah, some things are objective, but with like the more subjective things, it's always good to see other perspectives and see if other people could be right about things. And actually, I do that. I still do that on stream, even though I don't really get too much. I don't get as much advice as I used to on stream. I think it's just because I kind of like ramble and play. I mean, I've been playing this game for a while. But when I'm playing like a game that involves a little bit more strategy, and I'm doing things a certain way, people do come in and I think sometimes they're hesitant to kind of give tips or a strategy or hints or anything like that. And I think it's because there was like a lot of like crashing out. I've like seen it. I've seen it and I experienced it once because I think I did one time. I didn't even know that people were so like touchy or could be so touchy about like suggesting a faster way to do it. But someone was playing BioShock and they were taking a long time to kill enemies, and I told them about the shock and wrench combination thing. So you shock them with your electricity, and then you hit them with the wrench, and like everybody goes down so much faster. And I had mentioned that, and the person like just crashed out completely about like backseating and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, well, I didn't mean any harm by it. It was just a suggestion. You looked like you were struggling, and I thought I could help, but I think that might be a big part of why people are like so hesitant when they come into a stream to like give advice or like suggest things. Because one time someone was very hesitant to suggest something, and I was like, no man, like tell me if it's gonna make the game easier for me. Like I want to do it that way. And like I'm like that at work too. It's just like if you know how to do something, and it's gonna make my job a lot fucking easier, I would love it if you told me. Because like I don't want to be here all day. But some people are the exact opposite of that. Like you may as well spit in their face and kick their dog to give them like any sort of advice. And like I understand if it's like unsolicited advice, but if we're doing the same job and you're taking like 5 times as long as I am, it's not unsolicited advice. It's very solicited advice because I don't want to do the work that you don't have time to do, because you take like 4 times as long as I do to do a simple task. But yeah, I just want to like put that out there because like a lot of people are just like, no backseating, no this, no that, no hints, no this and that. Like to me, especially like when I'm playing, like that's still watch wrestling. I try to. Oh, did I miss something? Hold on, I'll respond to that in a sec. Alright. We're about to get the WCW Championship with Jeff Jarrett. Eagles watch. Yeah, like I'm still into wrestling, but it's a big part of why like I really got into indie wrestling. Indie wrestling is a lot better than WWE wrestling. And I know everybody like WWE is kind of like their end goal, or maybe AEW. But on the whole, I would say like there are better wrestlers in indie wrestling. Better personas, better characters, people who cut better promos, like easily. And that's the thing, like you go into people go into NXT and like they have like people trying to teach them how to cut promos, but it's like, yo, this person's been cutting promos better than your Roman Reigns like suffer and succotash promo, or Logan Paul being like, you're all stupid. Yeah, like people have been cutting better promos than fucking WWE, like all over the fucking world. So it's like to have like a fucking performance center where you're trying to like make everybody terrible, like you're actually making them worse. Like a watered down version of themselves. Like my dreams of being a pro wrestler never really happened. I think like when I was 20, because I didn't know that. Honestly, if I knew like when I was 20, if I knew that I could just go to Ottawa or Toronto and like there were like so many wrestling, there's like wrestling schools here, there's wrestling schools there, I probably would have done that. But I went and took biotechnology instead. Which, I mean, you know, it's just, like, I'm interested, like, I'm just as interested in genetics and science and stuff, too. So it's not like, you know, I really, like, ruined my life by, like, not going to wrestling school. But, like, I thought I had to move to Calgary. That was the thing, is, like, I thought I would have to move to Calgary and train with Lance Storm. I really felt like that was the only option. And I couldn't really come up with the money or convince anybody to help me to do that, so I took biotechnology. But if I knew that I could go to, you know, move down here and maybe like go to the Keep or something, I would have probably done that and taken biotechnology at the same time. Would have been a great option. Ah, well. But there might be like an alternate timeline version of me who did that. So cheers to them. Alright. It feels like they're anti-heroes. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, they got kind of like this weird dynamic going on where it's like they'll push somebody as a heel, but they're actually very hard. They'll push somebody as like a face, but they're kind of hard to like. Like, they're actually very, very hard to like. And then some of the heels are like, you know what? I see what they're talking about. It's almost like Bizarro World, where it's like the people you are supposed to like, you don't like, and the people that you're not supposed to like, you do like. But I was talking a little bit earlier about how basically like The Rock would like bully fucking Michael Cole. Like, that's just straight up bullying and harassment. And people were cheering it on, and people were just like, yeah, The Rock, he's so funny. Cuts great promos. And I'm just like, no, that's like he is literally just fucking harassing people. Like, maybe some of the things he says is funny and kind of creative, but on the whole, like, it's kind of fucking weird to be, you know, that invested in Michael Cole's sex life. Yeah, and you know what, like, a lot of the wrestlers, like, it's not necessarily what they're saying, it's how they're saying it. And I kind of touched on it a little bit before, where it's just like, they're just saying it in such a direct, like, lame-ass way that it just sounds kind of stupid. Like, if you want to call somebody, like, you want to call somebody a virgin, or if you want to make, like, some kind of weird joke about them, you know, do it in a creative way. And again, to like touch on like the Rock thing, where he came up with this like Poontang Pie joke, and then he would go up to Michael Cole and be like, "You look like you've never tried Poontang Pie in your entire life." Like, you know, at least that's creative, you know. But if The Rock just went up to Michael Cole and was just like, "You're a fucking virgin," like, yeah, that would be weird. Like, it's a little, you gotta be a little creative about it, I think. But even then, on the whole, it's still pretty fucking weird. Like, if you go back and you watch, like, Attitude stuff with this era, the Ruthless Aggression era stuff, and you don't think that shit's kind of fucking weird, then that's some bad news for you. Like, I remember someone was streaming a bunch of old Monday Night Raw shows, and then the HLA promo came on, and I'm like, oh god, I completely blocked this out of my memory. This is so fucking weird. Way too fucking weird. Like, it would be so hard to get into wrestling during certain eras. And I think the big thing about the Attitude Era was just a lot of the weird shit that was happening. I just didn't really know what the fuck they were talking about. I just liked wrestling. Like the what does everybody want head thing, actually that's, I mean, even as an adult, that's kind of creative. But I mean, as a younger person, that went way over my head. I was just like, what are they talking about? Or like the puppies thing. Like, if I was like an adult and like you had like a fucking 55-year-old man going crazy about people's boobs and calling them puppies, yeah, that'd be kind of fucking weird. Knee breaker. Man, sorry, that comment completely sidetracked the thing that I was talking about when I got a little bit before then. But yeah, like with a game like this, there's probably like not too much wiggle room for like backseating. But like if I was playing like a puzzle game or an adventure game or even just some kind of like strategy, some kind of RPG, I kind of feel like not necessarily like you're not like watching me play. Like my idea is that we're kind of like playing it all together. So it's like if you had an idea of like how to solve a puzzle, or you know, if I was playing an RPG a certain way and you thought there was like a better strategy for me to do, I would absolutely be on board with whatever you're suggesting, and there's like a very good chance that I would even try it. Because like I'm like that, like, you know, I'm like that in a work setting too. It's like if you have something that I haven't thought about, and you know, whether or not I think it's a good idea, I think I would at the very least try it to see if it works. Whereas some people are just like, they're very like, oh, how dare you suggest me do anything different than the way that I wanted to do it. Like, those people are kind of gross. But I'm always, well, I can't say always, but yeah, I am open to like new ways. Sometimes someone will suggest something that I've already tried or that I've already done and realize that it doesn't work. And they will get offended when I don't do things that they want to do it. But it's like, yo, no, I've already tried that. And it didn't work. So like right now I'm just washing dishes right now, so I'm not doing anything like that. That like mind intensive. But there are little things, especially with like how small the kitchen is. There isn't really anywhere to dry things, so I can really come up with a way to make sure that things dry properly, because it's not the best. So from like a bacteria kind of side of things, it's not a good idea to wipe things dry with a cloth, because that has the opportunity to introduce bacteria back into the onto the plates and like whatever. But because of like the so like limited space, it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to dry things properly. So I kind of like will take things out of the dishwasher by hand, and they're fucking hot as fuck. But like you kind of get the calluses for it. But I found that to be the easier way to do it. And then they have liter containers, and they go up on a shelf. And the person who trained me told me to put them. No, just put them on the shelf right away. And like I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, there's no way that these dry, like at all, because like if you take something wet and you put it like it's just like you take like a wet cup and you put it down. But if you put it down like upside down on a table, or even like on a table or on a counter, like it's honestly it's never. And I don't use the word never unless I'm 100% sure. But it's never going to dry, and that's because there's no airflow. It's like there's no airflow going into the cup, and it's the air that dries things out. So what I would do is I would stack the liter containers, like these, the ones that you get from pho restaurants, and I stack them, and I just kind of like slide them closer to the front, like the ones that I'm drying. Obviously, when they're dry, I'll like push them back. But I used to like stack them too, but I kind of stopped doing that. I figured that wasn't necessary. But like I would kind of like, just kind of have them hang over the edge a little bit, so that way the air can kind of come up and like dry it out. And that annoyed the person who trained me so much. But it's just like one of those things that is like I kind of know that this is a better way than the other way. Because the other way, they could sit there for like 2 or 3 days and they're not gonna dry. Like that water is just gonna stay there under the cup, and then that can introduce more bacteria into the liter containers. It's kind of gross. So like I was always just kind of weird about not weird about it, but I was just trying to like figure out how the hell am I gonna make sure things are dry before I put them away, because you don't want to put things away while they're still wet. Like sure, if they're like a little wet to the point where they're gonna dry like on the shelf or something, but something going flat, like open side down on the counter is not gonna dry like ever. Yeah. So yeah. Sometimes there are some things that I won't budge on. If it's something that I like tried and like I know for sure that something's not gonna work, then or isn't like a more efficient way to do it. Like I already know that that's not gonna work, and then I'll just say something like, "Oh yeah, well I've already tried that and I know it doesn't work," and then like even that it'll just like people get so mad. People just get like so mad when you don't do what they want you to do. And I'm not even talking about like bosses or management, even though sometimes they'll tell you to do things that aren't like the best way to do things. But then in that sense you're just like, okay, well, you're gonna see that it doesn't work. But in that sense you just kinda do the whole malicious compliance thing, because the other option is just like, I don't know, getting like written up or like harassed for insubordinance, even if it's like the smallest thing. Oh, sleeper. Even if it's like the smallest thing, they'll be like, I told you to make 20 balls of dough for a Monday, and you only made 10. But then it's like, I kind of feel like in that situation, because I bring that story up a lot because it was so ridiculous. But I feel like in that situation, if I had made 20 bowls of dough for like a fucking slow day, and I mean like very slow, like it was during the coronavirus, and like you don't even know if anybody's even gonna show up or like order anything. So it's like I didn't want to take that chance of like making 20 bowls of dough and like having to throw it all out. But yeah, actually I think I did do it anyway. I just said something about it. And I was just like, I don't think this is a good idea. It's like it's not going to be not going to be very busy. I was like, I kind of just said that it wasn't a good idea, but like even though I was doing it anyway, and like that still kind of sets them off. I don't know. Some people are just very, very strange when it comes to even actually she was just like a trial assistant manager at the time, not even like a full-on manager, and it was just like crashing out because like as the prep cook, I kind of have a better idea of like what we need to prep. But even just like suggesting that we're probably just gonna end up like having to throw all that out, like just set her off so bad. And lots of other like similar situations. I've even had situations where it doesn't really it doesn't change anything. Oh no, it's more so like the way that I would do it is actually faster. And yeah, like the one guy that I worked with, he was doing things like so redundantly where he like kept walking coolers back and forth like all fucking day. And I'm just like, well, why don't we just wait until we're done all of them and then just bring them all over in one trip? And like, yeah, he got so mad about that. I don't know how people fucking think. You do your best to understand and like put yourself in other people's shoes, but sometimes you're just like, in what world would make you think this is a better idea? Like, I'm so lost. Like, I'm saving so much time by doing it this way, unless you're like intentionally trying to waste time. And that's the thing, is like, if you're intentionally trying to waste time, sure, that is a better way to do it. But somebody's gonna catch on at some point. And then you're caught for what was it, time theft? Because like that is kind of like a form of time theft, like intentionally working slower, doing things in an intentionally less efficient way, just to try and make more money. I mean, it's arguably time theft. I'm not willing to risk that. But yeah, so wild. I think one of the hardest things about working for me is just kind of like navigating the people who are not as easygoing. And then there's like there'll be like a hybrid type person where they act easygoing, but then they're really not. And yeah, that was like somebody didn't like the way that I was doing something. But it was kind of tricky because it was like I was doing it the way that I was asked to do by a specific person. So like we were like prepping things for somebody, and the person who did the things that we were like prepping, like that would actually like, you know, run the things that we were setting up for them. They had asked me to do something like a specific way, just to kind of help them find what they're looking for. And I was doing it that way, and then the other person would get like, well, actually, I think they asked about it one time, and then I said, yeah, well, you know, this person asked me to do this, I'm doing this, and then they're saying like, well, you don't have to do it just because somebody asked you to. And I'm like, well, no, but like I want to. It's like I want to do it because they asked me to, so I kind of want to help, make other people's lives easier. And it's like, honestly, it's no extra work on my side. It's like an extra like one or 2 minutes. So, and that person was just like, oh, okay, well, sure, whatever. And then like I think it was somebody who was like helping me do things. So like when they did like the kind of like the prep thing for that person, they wouldn't do it, but then I would do it when I did it. So it was kind of like inconsistent where things were done a certain way when I did it, and then what they weren't when somebody else did it. And then what ended up happening, I think there was like a week where the other person did it for the entire week. And then management comes up to me and they're just like, yeah, I just wanted to like tell you that you need to do it this way. The way that, the way that I was doing it, I just hadn't been doing it lately. And like, they're only telling me. And I'm like, sure? And it's like, I'm not even like contesting it. I'm just like there have been like so many instances like that too, where it's like I did something a certain way, and then other people like didn't want to do it that way. And then like if they start doing like that task for me or helping me, and they're doing that task, but they're not doing it the way that I do it, they're kind of like doing it their own way. And then what would happen is like management would just assume that like I stopped doing things that way. But they weren't, like, they didn't ask questions. They didn't even bother asking questions or anything like that. They would just assume that I was just like not doing it anymore. And then they would come and tell me, and I'd be like, oh, well, and I was like, well, no, I haven't been doing it lately. It was somebody else doing it. Like, you need to go and tell that person that they need to do it. Because I did. But, just because I told somebody to do something a certain way or showed somebody how to do something a certain way, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do it that way. But, yeah, that was actually a very common thing. And I got to the point where I just stopped saying that, somebody else did it, and like management would come up to me and just tell me to do something a different way, and I'd be like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, it should be no problem because I'm already doing that. But yeah, that can actually get that was like another thing that can just get like really exhausting after a while, but not really worth. I think like the first couple of times, like, yeah, sure, it's worth saying something to see if like you'll actually give a shit. But after a while, when they don't give a shit, it's just there's no point in arguing it, or arguing it, not even arguing it, just saying, yeah, I do it that way. And just somebody else did it this time. But I think not just that place, but some of the other places too, where it's just like I feel like sometimes you just do too much. You end up doing too much, or you end up getting stuck doing too much, and it's to the point where people just think that you do everything. And then there'll be like that one-off time where somebody else does it and they don't do it the same way, and then someone will be like, hey, why didn't you do this? And I'm like, I didn't do that. They're like, why did you do it this way? And I'm like, no, that wasn't me, that was somebody else. I know I do it like 99% of the time, but somebody else did it that day. There was like I think it was chicken one time. This guy like cut chicken, and he cut them like so fucking big, and that was like a weird one because we date and time and sign everything off. So I don't know why he like told me about it. I'm like, no, that's If you see who actually like prepped that day, like it's not hard to see who prepped. Who prepped it? Like you check the prep, schedule. Yeah, I know, and it was like I know that I had to cut things small, but like everything had to be like really really small. But this guy would like cut things so fucking big, and he would do a lot too. He would come in, and I mean, when I say like do a lot, I mean like he would do so much that you wouldn't have to prep it for like 3 or 4 days. But then everything would be cut so big that, like, yeah, it just it didn't necessarily look bad, but it's not what they wanted. So then like they would have portions. I think that's what it was. It was because of like the portioning, because like they would portion it, and then you're kind of portioning it by cup. So if you have like big pieces of chicken, then you're not gonna have as many pieces of chicken, and then people think that they're getting less chicken. Or like, especially if it's like for a pizza, you want to like spread it out more. So if you have big ass pieces of chicken, you can't really spread it out. Or just like big ass pieces of anything. So yeah, it makes sense on that side, but it was like a regular thing. It's definitely a regular thing where it was like anytime he like did something, because I was like there, I think I was there 5 out of 7 days, or sometimes 4 out of 7 days. But it was like you're the one who does it the most often, so like they don't like some people don't even think that another person even does these things. But at least in that example, it was like it was in a very like calm and kind of like nice inquisitive way. Sometimes you're just like someone was just coming and like start screaming at you about something, and you don't even know what they're talking about because you were just like, yo, I was off for a week. I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's when it gets really bad. And people don't even like check. I think it's so important to have just something that kind of like indicates. I mean, like I know there are some things that are like impossible to really do that, but like I think like with prepping, or I think just other things. I mean, there was one time where it was like it was something that got analyzed, and it was like I don't know how to explain this in the right way, but you kind of do an analysis of it, and then if the analysis comes out negative, then you do a very long process. So if you can find the thing that you're looking for, again, after you kind of rank, so don't give away too much. But if you can find the thing that you're looking for, then you don't have to do that long process. And it's almost like a day-long process where you have to well, yeah, the process just takes a whole day. But if you can find what you're looking for in just the compound microscope, then you're good. You don't have to do that. So what ended up happening was somebody else did it and it came back negative, and then I ran the longer process. Can't really call it an analysis because it's kind of like prepping. Somebody else ends up checking it anyway. But yeah, like that long whole day ass prep. And then what happens is most of the time, and this is what was getting them so upset about it, is because they were like, oh well, we always find it, in this stage if it's positive. It's like we've never. Then they would say yeah, we've never had it go to this stage and actually have it be positive. So it's now I'm starting to question your ability to find it at this stage. And I'm like, okay, But did you check to see who analyzed it? Because it wasn't me, and it's like it's in the management system. Like it literally says like who was like that's kind of where the paper trail comes from. If somebody like analyzes something and they put in data, like their name is right there at the bottom. It's like, what made you think that I analyzed this? Because my name's not there. Somebody else's name is there. It's not mine. But yeah, that was. I think it was a combination of how angry they were about it, and then also like a lot of shade that they were throwing. Like, just like, yeah, we always find it at this stage, and we've never had to go to this stage and have it be positive. Like that's. I was like, I mean, okay. I don't even know how you want me to respond to that. But yeah, it's. It's like, it's just one thing that I'm not really sure. I'm just not sure how to like navigate people when they kind of get that way. It's just kind of like, you just gotta like, okay, let them be mad. That's usually how I am. I'm just like, when somebody's mad, unless they're like being like abusive, or like it's in like a harassment kind of like targeted way, then I'll be like, okay, well, do we have like, is this the problem, or am I like, or do you have a problem with me? Like, do you have a problem with this, or do you have a problem with me? Because I don't. Because like you seem angrier about this than you really should be. Or you seem to be angry about with me about something that somebody else did without checking to see whether or not they actually did it, or checking to see who actually did it. And that's actually, I don't want to say like a common thing, but I've certainly experienced that at more than one place. And it's strange. I don't really know where it comes from. Oh my god, I can't believe I lost twice. Sting. Honestly, like some of these matches you can't get going. I mentioned it before. But it's like you're trying and they're blocking and reversing, and you can't really get anything going. But yeah, I wish I knew. Maybe I just like look like that kind of like person who just does all the terrible things. It's like, despite like trying my best and like helping everybody out as much as I can, there's still gonna be like that one person who's just like, this person. I got a bad feeling. Yeah, I got a bad feeling. Actually, I've heard that one. Where she's like, I have a bad feeling about people. I'm like, why? Like, what did I do? But I've had like so many rumors, and like people will just like come up, and I think some of them people will just come up and tell you, which I think is interesting. I don't know if they're like trying to start drama, but I'm just like, okay, whatever. There was one job where I had like a couple locations where I think I chose between one or two locations, and one location I kind of would show up and it almost felt like they didn't really know what to do with me, because it was like everybody kind of had their own station. Like it was like a catering prep station. And like everybody kind of had their own stations. Everybody kind of knew what they were supposed to do, and I think I was just like there to help. But then I always kind of felt like I was floating around, and I didn't really have anything specific to do. And sometimes people would kind of like, I feel like I would like stress people out because like they had to find something for me to do, when you know what, they were probably fine doing the job, by themselves. I would always kind of get that vibe. from them. And I usually end up having to leave early because there was just nothing left for me to do. And as much as I like would want to do like a cooking job, they did have an opening for the dishwashing at the other location, and I took the dishwashing job at the other location, and I don't know why, but somebody like came up to me one day, and they're just like, yeah, so I heard you like this location better, and I'm like, yeah, for the most part, it's a little more like calm and relaxed, and I feel like it's more certain like what I'm coming in to do, and I think my hours are like more stable. And then the person was just like, oh, well, I heard that you just wanted to work at this location because there were more women. And I'm like,
2,
what?
3.
I was like, I don't even think there are more women here. Like, I didn't really think that. And in all honesty, like, I'm not really one to like date coworkers or anything, but I would say like the most attractive person there worked at the other location. Sure, there were like, I think there were more guys, but like, I don't know. I'm not really like treating work like fucking Tinder, so I'm not really thinking about it, but like, I mean, will acknowledge, I think, if someone's attractive or not. But yeah, it was definitely like, it was just definitely something that was like out of fucking nowhere, and I'm just like, I don't know who said that, but that's kind of like a weird thing to say. It was just more so that I like felt like it was more of a stable position with more hours. Like, it's kind of odd. Maybe that was like more of a, I think it's something like that, you know, where they say like, when they talk about like projection, where it's like when you hear something, I forget who it was, but it was like one of the, I don't know, I watched like some of these like psychology majors, and they do kind of like just talk about, they just kind of like ramble on about things sometimes, but the kind of like accusation where somebody suggests that you would do something, and you're just like, you're sitting there stuck, and you're just like, why would somebody think that I would, like, that I would do that, or I would care about that, or something like that. And I was, you know, what the person said was the best explanation for this is that it's just something that they, you know, it's something that they care about, or something that they would do, or, you know, or if it's something like absolutely horrible, like an absolutely horrible, like disgusting act that someone is just completely out of the blue accusing you of without like any real reason, or without any real reason or evidence. It's actually because like they're thinking about it, or like, you know, they're thinking about it, or like it's something that they're kind of like projecting onto you, like that they think, or like that they would do. And even in like the really like disgusting kind of like acts that someone would accuse you of doing, and you're just kind of like, where is this even coming from? And like where is this coming from, and like why would somebody think that someone's capable of doing it? And that's actually the thing. They actually think that, you know, it's something that somebody could do, and I think it actually makes it, not necessarily that they're doing it, but like, I think like they would be more likely to do something. Like if, you know, I don't really know if I can say or like want to say some of the things, but a lot of them you'll read online, and it's like things that people will accuse someone of being, or like maybe even potentially doing, and it's just like, to you, you're just like, man, there's like who could even think that somebody would do that, when in reality it's like, yeah, they think that somebody could do that, and it makes them more likely to do something like that. And yeah, I mean, you know, the wanting to work around women thing is it's a little bit of a smaller, it's on a smaller scale for sure, but like, it definitely had to have been somebody who, maybe it was somebody who just like low-key wanted to work around women, so they were just like saying, oh yeah, he just wants to work around more women, so that's why he chose that location. But I kind of felt more like projection. It was just like, honestly, I just wanted stable hours. Like, if I could have gotten more stable hours at the kitchen, I think it was mostly guys in the kitchen. But like, as far as like servers go, I think that the bakery part, yeah, like the bakery part, like it was 50-50. It wasn't like mostly women. Like, I think even it was more 50-50, and I think that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was, because it was like 50-50, and then the other place was like, I want to say 80-20. But honestly, I wasn't really like thinking about that at all. I was thinking about, just wanting to pay my rent. But such an odd thing. But that was more of a harmless thing. There have been like way more harmful things that people have said. And I'm not even just talking about online. Like, I'm talking about like in real life, like in person, where it's just like just the most ridiculous, outlandish things. And in some cases, it's just because I grew a mustache. I don't even like want to get into that, but and it's not going to stop me from growing a mustache. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think I've said this before. I've definitely said it to people online when they like harass you about shit. But it's like, you can think what you want about me. You can say what you want about me, because I don't agree with you on this thing, but it's like, I know who I am. I know what I've done. I know what like I would do and what I wouldn't do, and I would like never even like consider doing. So you just like go project your shit somewhere else. And like, I've always kind of like had that mentality. I try not, I think for the most part, I try not to really pay too much mind to what other people think about me. As long as like, if you want to think something shitty about me, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. And I want to say, like, a big part of like where I would draw the line is once you're trying to I want to say when you're trying to like influence other people to think about me the way you think about me, even then, like, I find that like much shittier behavior. But at the same time, if that person's gonna buy into your hype without even like, without even like using their own judgment and with their own experiences against you, then I mean, they're kind of just as shitty as the person doing it. But there we go. I think like the latter half of that really didn't have much to do with wrestling, but still. At the very least, it gives me something to talk about, because this game can get a little bit monotonous. So, with this one, and I think Hardcore Revolution, I went on some weird-ass tangent on that one too, but I hope you enjoyed it. At the very least, you know what, in worst-case scenario, you can just hit the mute button. If only there was like a way to mute my microphone. But then again, that's why I do the long plays, because like sometimes I'm just over here rambling about shit. But honestly, I would suggest it, because like I would suggest it if you're like streaming and like something's bothering you. Just honestly, in that case, it wasn't even bothering me. It's just like, these are things that happened so long ago. My mind just kind of kept feeding me like past memories. And like, I'm not even really bothered by them, but like, just kind of like reminiscing on them. Because like, yeah, it takes a lot to bother me these days. I gotta save it though. Some of the things did bother me at the time, for sure. But yeah, long time ago. But now it's like all of this information that I have, and like I kind of bring it forward, and then I like, if I experience those things again, then it's almost like you kind of know how to handle it better. So like some of that stuff is like, yeah, the like shitty things that happen, but at least, you know, you kind of like learn how to deal with it in a better way when you come across it in the future. And even, I was gonna say, even then, you kind of handle it better, and still doesn't work out for you in the end. But that's another story for another time. But honestly, there are just things that I was gonna say, not that you can't do anything about it, but like the result's gonna be the same regardless of what you do. So it's like you can't really like hate yourself over it. You know, there have been situations where it's just like, yeah, I did what I could. I did the right thing. Still kind of went fucking shitty for you, but you know, just kind of keep moving on. And I actually have like a really like cool boss right now, where I think I let them know that I was basically available all the time. And she was just like, oh, well, you know, that must mean that there's something better for you coming. And I'm just like kind of hoping so. And yeah. I've been, I was going to say, I've had like five or six interviews with not much of a response. But in the end, I think a lot of them, it's because like none of them are really that close by. And they always talk about transit. So she's like, oh yeah, did you, how long did it take? Yeah, that was like one of the questions. Honestly, I feel like this should be like an illegal question. Because they'll just be like, oh yeah, how long did it take you to get here on the bus? And I'll be like, I don't know, like 45 minutes. And then they'll be like, oh, 45 minutes, huh? And like, honestly, for me, that might be like a good thing if they're not considering you because of, like, you take transit, or you know, your commute might be too long. That might be because they might want to contact you outside of work hours and expect you to show up right away. So it might be a good thing that they're not considering you, because I know all too well that a lot of workplaces aren't a big fan of boundaries and like work-life balance. So yeah, it might be a good thing. But yeah, all I can really do is just keep trying, and at the very least, I have like a stable income until then. So there's also that. It's 11:30, so I think I'm gonna hang it up. But I want to thank you for hanging out today and listening to me ramble. I think it was a little boring at first, at the very least. Maybe I wasn't boring. Maybe I'm just talking about some bullshit, but I guess it's better than being boring. Maybe that's the heel mentality with like Logan Paul and like, well, Trick Williams. He is speaking a lot of bullshit, but at least he's not boring. MJF as well. I'm very and like I want to make it known that I don't really necessarily hate any wrestlers, but I definitely like certain wrestlers less than others. So like, yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'll ever say like, well, maybe I will say, but like, I won't say like, oh, I hate, you know, Trick Williams, or I hate Braun Breaker, or I hate. Well, actually, I don't even really say that I hate Logan Paul, but like, I don't think he should be in WWE. He's taking up a spot that like could definitely be for somebody else. But at this point, I think when it comes to WWE, I would like to see like if I'm like, you know, a fan of like an indie wrestler or whatever, or like some other wrestler, and if that's what they want, absolutely, I would love to see them in WWE. But like, it might not be the best for them. It's like, cause like they kind of suck as a company right now. Like really suck. But yeah. I mean, I think like just any indie wrestler, I'm wishing any of them the best, to be honest. Whether I like them or not. I think everybody should follow their dreams. Even though I'm kind of not. I'm kind of not, but I'm also kind of like sitting here. I'm sitting here like wondering if my dream is even attainable. But like at the same time, I can do my best to work towards it. Which for me is just trying to find a reasonable amount of income, enough to like pay off old student loans and then maybe go back to school. I don't know what I would. That's the thing. I would have to think about like what I would want to do, because it's like I could go back to university, or I could go back to college. But then again, like I might just end up like, that's the kind of the fear of the thing. It's the fear of the unknown. I might just end up back where I'm at 10 years from now. Just be, another program in with no jobs available, kind of thing. Where the job market is very, very scarce. It's hard to find a job. But like, I don't know, because I took biotech. It kind of fucked me a little bit. Because it got me interested in things like, virology, molecular biology, microbiology, pharmaceuticals, toxicology, all of those things. But it doesn't teach you enough to really put you in a career for that. So, I don't know. But first and foremost, I think I just need to kind of find some stable income and then figure it out from there. And like, that's been the challenge for like the last 10 years. It's just finding stable income. But someday. Anyways, there's even more of a ramble. But I hope you enjoyed the ramble. And I really do suggest, honestly, gaming phobia. If you ever just, I don't know. For me, it's because I'm a little bit of an introvert, I think, and I don't really have I do have friends, but I have a lot of superficial friends, so I'll just come on here and vent or just like empty whatever the fuck I'm thinking about. I'm wondering if I would probably do the same. I'd probably still do the same if I actually talked about that kind of stuff with other people. But either way, I think the biggest thing is just to talk about it. If you're comfortable, I mean, people probably aren't comfortable talking about this kind of stuff on like a stream. Maybe not, but I am. But if you're, it's really important to talk things out, and in any way, shape, or form. Like, for me, just like talking into the void, even if you want to just do that, just talk into the void. Talk things out. Get that shit out of your head. Because if it stays stuck in your head, then it kind of wears you down. Or just find a good friend. Or, I think I still have the links down there. 7 cups of tea. You can just talk to a random volunteer. Completely random stranger. I used to do that when I was like stressed out in university. Before I was streaming, I used to use 7 cups of tea a lot. That's also an option. But anyways, have yourselves a good day. Somebody's playing not Little Nightmares, Little Misfortune. Always a fun game. But I'll see you next time. Peace.